I'm going to start a series called What the Hell is that Knife? Because from many comments, a lot of people are asking me, hey, what is that knife? What is this? What is that? And I do have some things that are relatively uncommon. For example, my Martindale jungle knife machete. And I've come across some things that I'm just like, I've never seen or heard of that before in my life, particularly because I go to flea markets, right? So I'll go to the flea market and then I'll go and buy like things that are like in the rubble, right? Covered in rust, stuff like that. I'll give you another example of one that I have. Here's my shed with little machetes and stuff like that. This is another good one, right? So Nesco, Japan, hand what is supposed to say forged or made, bolo, right? So this is another really good one that I haven't talked much about. Another great one is right here, which is kind of weird because I couldn't find any online information about it. This Lobster Machete. You go, and I bought it because it has a little lobster. Isn't that cool? It's kind of cute. And naturally, they come with stories. So I bought the Lobster Machete, right? You see that and you know you have to buy it. And I bought it for about $10. What was kind of interesting is that it had a price on, like it had like an actual label on it, like this was bought and scanned somewhere. The main issue is that I'm really good at tracing things. So I was looking around. So it says Machete Liniero, right? Which would roughly translate to liner machete. So you see that it has some like references. So it says imported by Savaki. Couldn't find nothing on them either. And when you look up Lobster Machete, Lobster brand machete, I don't see nothing about it. There's this guy that goes into the flea market and he's a rarity. He'll have a table, like actually more like 6 tables. Last time he only had like 2 though. And he had knives from like all sorts of places, like axes. He'll have a little bit of everything, but obviously everybody's trying to like lowball him. My biggest regret is that I went last time. I only had like so much money because they mostly deal with cash. I bought this one, and shortly after buying it, I saw that there was one that was made in, hold on, I gotta look up the country. The country was Czechoslovakia, right? I just wanted to make sure I got it right because, you know, there's Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, etc., right? But I do remember it was that. And then I was like, man, what the hell? Like, what do they need a knife for? Or a machete, you know? And because, you know, you associate machetes with mostly like Latin America, agriculture and stuff like that. And even America has had agriculture, but you mostly only see things like the Woodman's Pal or cane machetes and stuff like that. Something very basic, but nothing like shaped like that, right? So I bought this one and have done plenty of research. It originally had a painted green handle. You can see all the remains. I actually sanded it because I was just like, this handle is awful on the hand, but it turned out the wood was actually really pretty, so I decided to keep it with a handle and then just put it right there because, you know, I had to sharpen it. But a lot of machetes, what happens is they come dull, particularly, and I won't confirm this, but I have picked up this practice. The very tip is extremely like dull, like not cutting dull at all. I've been told that the reasoning behind that is that man, I just cut myself on another one. Like right here. Hold on. I was like, oh, that thing's rusty as hell. I'm gonna need a tetanus shot. I've been told that they are dull because, and this one was the one that made the least sense. Oh, because you can dig with it. I'm like, who's digging with a machete, bro? Like, come on. Apparently, it's if you overstrike or you glance off whatever you're cutting. Once it glances off, what would hit you first would be the very like belly, like what is it called, the apex of the blade. So I have actually fallen victim, don't mind my pink sandals, I have a giant scar right there because that same thing happened to me. Like it like glanced off and then boop, and I was like, oh no. And I've been swinging a machete for years and years and years and years. So that one makes sense. So it became one of my standard practices to also leave the very portion right there of the belly pretty good. Anyways, this video was mostly yapping. So will make another video for the Nesco, and I have some other little pieces. And the most shameful one that I was really disappointed was this Aranyik brand little knife or machete, and you know, it has the maker's mark right there. Whoever that is, shame on you, because this thing's tempered like a butter knife. And I replaced the handle because the handle was looked like it was made by blind people, honestly. But thank you for watching. Hope that entertained you.